Today I was going through my one of my trade lists, and I was actually looking for a probability-based iron condor to place, and I couldn't really, or so far haven't found what I was looking for. I've got a couple of orders sitting out there trying to get filled, but the bid ask spread is making it difficult for me to get filled where I want to be. But one of my stocks that I track quite often is Intel. I was looking at this today, and what I saw was, of course, as you see here, after earnings, it came up through the 3 ATR, 2 ATR bands, bounced around a little bit. It's kind of topping out right through here. It's got a lot of resistance. You got a down indication here that it might be coming off highs, not wanting to approach these all-time or these 52-week highs back here. And then today, you got another candle that's showing weakness. You had weakness here. My gut feelings, I looked at it, I checked the implied volatility, which was about 10, I believe, on this one when I looked at it, which is pretty low on Intel. And it's really not a suitable candidate for an iron condor, primarily based on the low volatility. It's not really good for selling options. It's better to buy. What I ended up doing is a put calendar at 58. My bet is that it's going to continue in this range and stay away from breaking through this all-time high. I'm basing that, again, it's at the 1 ATR band. I believe it'll pull back into here, and I'm banking on the fact that this is going to come up to meet it as opposed to it moving straight down. So, with a 58 put iron condor, 58 put calendar, what I did is I sold next week's 58 put, and I bought the 12/13 58 put. So it's a very short-term calendar. It's about a week or two less than I would typically buy on the long side, so I really won't have much area to adjust this should it go against me. I've set a stop at around 58, 59.11. If it should break up through here, I'll probably just close this trade for whatever loss or gain is on it. I bought it for a 58-cent debit, and I'm going to try to sell it for about a 25% gain. So if I can close this for around 73 cents, I'll put a good to cancel order out there to cancel it or to close it and take about 25% gain on it. Otherwise, I'll just continue to watch it. Certainly, if it goes over my mark right through here, then I would also close it because it would be breaking away from my put, and I don't want to lose any more value than I have to as it moves up away from the put, since I'm really thinking it's going to consolidate around 58, possibly move back toward 57 a little, which would still be okay for my calendar. If it starts getting in the 56, 56.50 range, that could cause me some issues on the calendar, because on a calendar you don't want it to move very far away from your strike. You want it to really just trade right around that strike at expiration in order for you to try to get a profit out of it. Even if I'm guessing right that it's going to go down, if it goes down too much, I would actually lose money on this calendar. That's one of the negatives to calendars, and that's one problem I have with them, and why I've only got a little over 60% success rate on it, is because you can guess the right direction, but if it moves too fast, the calendar would still end up showing a loss. Let's take a look at a couple of other indicators, still looking at Intel. See right here, you can kind of get a better idea of how extended it is away from this wave indicator. And if you want to know how to set up any of these indicators, I have videos below that shows you how to set them up. And you can kind of get a little clearer view of this topping pattern that seems to be forming. I do not have trend lines drawn on Intel at the moment. I may go back and do that later. Probably should have done it before this video so you could have seen them. Just at kind of a quick glance, I think you can kind of see that we do have an uptrend here. And if you want to do a channel, you could have drawn it right through here and probably right in this area, showing the channel's really starting to narrow out right here. So it's going to have to make a decision on a direction. But with that steep of a channel forming, again, I would expect it to consolidate or move back down. That being said, there's many times this year I've expected the market to pull back more than it has, or in some cases it hasn't pulled back at all. It's really showing a lot of upward momentum. With Intel, you can see even the RSI is being over 70 here for a while. It's really not getting any relief. I would still, again, I would expect some relief coming off the RSI also. Everything really points to this consolidating or moving down and not continuing this upward momentum, other than the fact that the market has seemed determined to continue upward momentum. Now, obviously, news releases or different things of that nature that can happen that you can just throw all your technical analysis out the window. You could be right. It's just events around the world or in the nation overrule that what you've seen on the chart. Let's look at my final indicator here. This is my EMA moving average indicators, and we're seeing the same thing. The 200 was kind of flat and it's starting to move up because of this big up move. The 50 has been going up ever since about right here. It's still maintained its upward momentum, but look how steep they are. It's very hard to maintain this steepness, obviously, because if it does, then it's just going to shoot clear through the top or clear down to zero. So just from looking at charts that it's got to level out, and these things have to start to narrow the gap between them. And the ways to do that would be for the security to start to move down, or for it to consolidate and let these catch up. So this is a pretty good sign again that there is some downward momentum here. And again, look at today's candle. Of course, the day's not over, so this candle could theoretically completely reverse, and that would kind of blow a little bit of my theory of what's going to happen out of the water, because I'm basing a lot on this candle right here. Just as had I been looking at Intel right here, this right here was a red flag of a move down. As it had moved up, it's really extended. You got a candle here, red candle here. Yes, there's a little bit of wick here that showed buying. So it wasn't a complete close at the bottom like I would have preferred. But with the length of this wick and where it was trading at, even going back to the 52-week highs over here, you can see what's happening before it starts down. These wicks are starting to form, and things are starting to point more and more like this is going to make a downward move. And that's what I still see happening here. I do believe that it's going to move, consolidate and or move down. I'm okay with the move down as long as it stays over 57, 56 at the absolute most. I'll probably actually lose money at 56 because I don't have a lot of time on my long for this particular trade. But I got into it at a very good debit, so I'm pretty confident about that. I didn't have to overpay for it. There was a lot of value in next week's put that I was able to sell. So if I can get a finish anywhere in this area, I will make money on this calendar, and it was a good trade. Again, shoots up, I'm going to be getting out up here. But overall, I think the calendar was a good choice right here. If you liked this video, please subscribe to the channel. Please like the video. Please put questions and comments. I do my best to answer them, depending on how many there are, and I do travel some, so sometimes it can be difficult for me to get back to you on them. But I do try to answer the comments and your questions. There's some other links in the description that show you how to set up my indicators, and one of my scans I think I have put down there for you. If you have any questions or comments, let me know. Please subscribe to the channel, and let me know what you're looking at. Thanks.